What's up, positive bitches? How are we doing today? If you're hearing this episode, you are meant to be here, so keep listening. Today, we're going to talk about one of my ACHOO allergies. I'm allergic to the bare minimum, and you should be too. We're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about how to steer clear from this allergen so that we can have the best of the best and also go to our highest, most magnetic potential. Because why not? Why wouldn't we strive for the best when you can absolutely, positively have the best? Before we get into it, a couple of announcements. If you're not yet following me on Instagram at Vibin' with Cece, be sure to follow me there for daily tips and tricks. You can also follow at That Bitch Is Positive if you want quotes. I love posting different sorts of quotes that resonate with me. And if they're resonating with me, they're probably resonating with you too. They're just good reminders. We love that for us. Also, I just a couple of days ago released a new package called Magnetic Mastery. It's going to be a one-on-one program, 12 weeks. If you're interested, I'm only allowing 5 people to join this program. It's going to be one-on-one, and it is everything from inner child work to the divine feminine energy. Everything. It's 12 weeks because it's a bit more intensive, and sis, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to transmute and anchor in. If you're interested, DM me now on Instagram at Vibin' with Cece so you can claim your spot and claim your most magnetic timeline. Of course, if you're going through a breakup, you want to learn how to glow up, you can join the 21-day breakup glow up challenge. This is in the bio of my Instagram at Vibin' with Cece and on my TikTok at Vibin' with Cece. If you're dating and you need to call your power back because Brad is just doing a little bit too much, then you can also get the Calling Your Power Back workbook. It's only $11. It's so worth it for the transformation that can take place while moving through this workbook. If you want some high vibe tunes, of course, you can find Cece, CIICII on any platform you listen to music to and get some good vibin' tunes. Someone just told me they were hysterically crying listening to B-Day because they cut off someone toxic and they were so proud of themselves. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, okay? Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. I don't know when the bare minimum became quote unquote attractive to us, but that is something that immediately needs to die. It needed to die 2016 or 2023, girl. It needed to die a while ago. But as we know, we will keep growing and we will keep glowing. The bare minimum, what it is, it's like a psychological trick. That is how I view it. Because we see someone that maybe we're interested in, maybe we're not. But when they pull back, we start questioning, why are they pulling back? What's wrong with me? When they remove their energy from us and we feel that movement because we're energetic beings, we then will start to chase them. Anything we chase, whether it's a boy or a bug, will run away. And by the way, you don't have to believe me for this to be true to you. I don't have to believe in gravity for it to work on me. If I walk off a cliff, you can bet your derriere I'm going to fall down. I don't have to believe in gravity. I don't have to like gravity. But lo and behold, it's a law of this universe. Same thing with energy. When you are chasing, it will repel, whether it's a boy or a manifestation, whatever it is that you're chasing, it will be repelled if you're sending too much energy towards it. Don't blame the messenger. And it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. When there's certain laws of the universe, those will be at play. That's why even if you're not conscious, you're manifesting, you're still manifesting because it's a law of the universe. You don't have to know you're doing it in order for this law to be in your life. So what I'm getting to is When you start seeing someone giving you the bare minimum, this is not a moment for you to try to prove your worth. This is not a moment for you to try to get the guy. This is not a moment for you to try to change something with you in order to get them. That is not what the bare minimum should mean to us. Sometimes we just need to switch around how we're labeling certain circumstances. So hear it straight from me. If someone's giving you the bare minimum, that is not attractive. It's not even original. It's not hard to do. It is ew. It is ew. We have to stop seeing the bare minimum as a moment in time for us to try to prove who we are and try to get that other person to like us. Because when we start trying to prove our worth, whether it's to a boss or a boyfriend, again, it doesn't matter. When we start trying to prove our worth in that way, where are we acting from? Love or fear? It's fear. And if we're acting from fear, it means we're also attracting from fear. It also means we're sending a lot of energy one way, which oftentimes, really all the time, will cause that person to be repelled. I say I'm allergic to the bare minimum, and I say this as a joke, but I'm really not joking. Like, some people might take that as a joke. I'm really not, though. Here's the thing. I say I'm allergic to the bare minimum, so it repels away from me. Even if I have a joking sense to it, my subconscious mind doesn't know I'm joking. So it literally thinks I'm saying, I'm allergic to the bare minimum. And when I keep claiming, no, I'm allergic to that. No, I don't do that. I don't allow that. When I keep claiming I'm allergic to the bare minimum, what do you think repels from me? The bare minimum. Whatever you accept, you amplify. If I'm allergic to the bare minimum, I'm not letting that shit in. I'm not letting that fly. That is not allowed in my life. I will not have it. I won't have it. I will not. I am someone who gives everything they can when they are working on a project, a podcast, a post, whatever it is. I will put my energy and I will make something beautiful from it. When I see someone half-assing something, to me, that's not my vibe. I don't vibe with it. So I say I'm allergic to the bare minimum because I don't want that kind of energy around me. If you're dating, this needs to be your new little mantra that you keep reminding yourself. We have to remind ourselves because we're so programmed to try to prove ourselves. We're so programmed to say, I don't know why they're not texting me. There's something wrong with me. What's wrong with me? We get so tied up in what's wrong with me, we can't even tell if we actually like them. Our mind will automatically fill in the blanks if we don't have enough information on that person. Instead of us asking ourselves, do I even like them? We're so caught up in, do they like me? How are they perceiving me? This leads us to romanticize them. This leads us to color red flags fucking pink, blue, and white, whatever it is. This leads us to create them into a king when really they might not be giving that king energy. Our mind, like I said, will fill in the blanks. Let's say I'm dating Brad and for some reason, every Friday night, he can never hang out with me. If I don't have enough information, might think, he's probably just so tired from work. If I really like him, I'm going to fill in the blanks in a way that's positive. When really, he could just be seeing some other girl every single Friday night. Who knows? The point is, if I am so caught up in, he doesn't want to see me, what's wrong with me? He probably just has something else positive to do, and it's probably my fault. What am I doing wrong? We have to stop this. We need to take a breather. Let's take one right now. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold it, and out through the mouth. We need to slow down. We need to start asking ourselves, wait a second. He never wants to see me Friday. He doesn't even want to take me out on Saturday. All we do is Netflix and chill. I'm trying to convince him to like me, But do I even like him? Is this the type of energy I want around me? If I'm someone who gives my all, do I really want someone who's going to half-ass everything? Do I really want to create a life with someone who isn't willing to give the same energy that I'm willing to give? Now, everyone's different, and we all have our strengths, and we all have other things that are lesser than in us, and that's fine. But you really have to think. The truth of a relationship, a really good relationship, you have to start thinking, okay, this person might be attractive, but if I'm having terrible period cramps, is he going to run out and get me, Tylenol or Advil? Or I have a bear that you heat up in the microwave. I hate heating it up because I don't like the action of putting a stuffed animal in the microwave. It makes me feel very weird about it. And I don't like how the bear looks when it's lying in the little tray and going into the microwave. Apparently they have a heated water balloon that you can use too. Probably better than putting these waves into this bear than putting it on my ovaries, which I'm just now realizing. So that's good. Anyway, is this guy or girl, or I don't really care, literally whoever you're dating, is this person going to, when I have cramps, go out and get me a green juice or a brownie sundae or an Advil or heat up a freaking towel for me so that I can feel better? Or is this person going to say, you know what? Nah, it's Friday, and Fridays, that's not our day. I don't see you on Fridays. We have to start thinking clear to ourselves. When we're so wrapped up in, I have to prove to my boss that I'm worthy, I have to prove to this person that I'm worthy, that is when we don't think clearly. That is when we miss red flags. It's when we start to ignore and romanticize that actual being. Of course, when you're working for your boss or you're in a relationship, show up as your best self. Always, always, always. But when you start realizing you're acting from straight up fear, that is when we have to start saying, okay, I'm only doing this because I'm afraid he's going to sleep with someone else. Is that really what I'm after? This is what I'm talking about when we're talking about the bare minimum. I say I'm allergic to the bare minimum, so it repels from me. I don't accept it, so I can't amplify it. If I don't accept the bare minimum, what do I accept? I accept someone who really is going to be there for me. I accept someone who gives the same energy that I give. I accept someone who celebrates me and wants to see me happy, not someone who doesn't care. Because that's all that I accept, it's also what I amplify. So what does this mean? This means if I'm accepting high vibrational people in my life, I'm also amplifying more of an acceptance to other high vibrational people in my life. This really isn't just about dating. This is about people. It's about coworkers, friends, bosses, boyfriends, girlfriends, relationships. It's about people. When we start laying down the law for our land, what you have to do, you have to be real with yourself. What are your boundaries? If you don't know your boundaries, if you don't know what you want, that's fine. You just have to spend some extra time with yourself, figuring that out, dating yourself, trying new things, trying a new class, trying a new activity, anything. But go out there, explore, cook a new recipe. Last night I tried cooking this vegetable recipe. It went wrong. Okay? I don't know what happened. Still don't know. But it tasted just not good. I don't even know what it tasted like, but not a fan. I also made, though, I am vegan again. So as of right now, I don't eat dairy really anyway, but I make this avocado paste instead of a pesto because, girl, I used to love pesto. So I found a replacement that I make in my blender, and then I put it over noodles. And what I did was use hemp. No, not hemp. What is it? Oh my God. I have to know what it is. How am I blanking out? It is, oh yes, hearts of palm, not hemp. Hearts of palm pasta. So it's actually vegetable, but it looks like pasta. And if you're like me, I grew up where meals were like a feast. So let's say you eat, or you prefer to eat, a bigger portion sometimes, and it was that time of the month for me. I was on my moon. So I was like, I want to feast. So what you can do in those moments is do something like, not all the time, but in those moments where you're like, I'm going to feast, you can get something like these hearts of palm pasta noodles and their linguine. And you can put the avocado paste on it, and you can eat such a big portion for like so little calorie. I don't really count calories, but I know that it's not a lot. And so if you're like me and you're used to growing up, everything was like a feast and a party, that's something that I do. So you can eat a bigger portion, but you're not knocking yourself out and feeling heavy or just not feeling great. That's just something I did. And it was so good. Highly, highly recommend. You can also do, I always blank out, zucchini noodles. But, you know, the zucchini noodles weren't as good for whatever reason. I think the content of them is too watery. So if you're going to do a zucchini noodle, I highly recommend you doing that in red sauce. But the hearts of palm was a better substance to handle the avocado paste. Anyway, I have a YouTube video. If you just search That Bitch Is Positive on YouTube, or go to the links in my bio, and I'm pretty sure I show you how to make the avocado noodles, and it's chef's kiss. Anyway, as I was saying, the bare minimum. We are allergic to the bare minimum, and we're no longer going to accept it, because when we accept the bare minimum, we broadcast the energy of, I'm actually not good enough for anything more. Why are we doing that? Of course, it stems from our childhood. We know this. We could figure that by now. We have to start asking ourselves, well, why do I think I'm not worthy? Who made me feel like this? And what if I actually am? What if I just decided I'm worthy of more? And what if I just decided to not accept anything below my standard? I'm telling you, the reason people have a high caliber of people in their life, really good energy, is because they don't accept anything less. They don't accept anything less. If you want better people in your life, you have to attract better by blocking those who aren't good for you. The toxic relationships, whatever it may be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. How much longer can you be in this on and off situationship with this person? How much longer? 2 years? Do you really want to be going through this for 2 more years? 5 years? Do you really want to be going through the up and down, the cortisol, the adrenaline? Oh my God, do you want to be doing that for 5, 6, 7 more years? Or do you want to find a relationship where you can actually feel valued and you're not going to have to question every single day of the week, does this person even like me? And I'll tell you, the constant questioning of, do they love me? Do they not? Terrible for your hormones, terrible for cortisol, and also not good for you as a whole. It's a waste of time. Now, I know some of us can have this weird feeling when we're trying to remove ourselves from a toxic situation of, it feels weird. It feels sticky. I don't know. That is because we've built an emotional home in our own trauma, and now it's become familiar to us. So I'm not saying, oh, yeah, Sabrina, this is going to be super easy. This is going to be a piece of cake. Don't worry about it. No. Expect there to be feelings. Expect there to be weird feelings. This is what happens. If we are somewhat addicted to our emotional home of trauma, that might mean that we are constantly inviting in people who will give us the bare minimum. So you have to make a different intention, a different action so that your reality will change with it. And we oftentimes think, well, I don't understand. I know I'm making the right decision. I'm leaving this toxic person or workplace, but why do I feel so bad? It's because it became familiar to you. And you have to create a new familiar. You have to create new rules. You have to create a new world. And there is a transition period. And it feels a little bit funky. And you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know how to guide myself through these new waters. It's like going to a random forest and trying to navigate yourself through it. When something is new, it can be a little tricky, but you can do it. You're powerful. But I want you to know it doesn't have to feel like rainbows and daisies as you remove yourself from a toxic situation. At first, it's going to feel a little woozy, but you will have permanent satisfaction. Instead of feeding this temporary relief of sticking around an emotional home that's no longer serving you, you get to build a new emotional home of what you do want to feel. And then you get to invite the people in that you do want to have in your life. People who are going to give you more than the bare minimum. You have to make feeling good and getting treated well your new familiar. You have to get used to this, but the only way to get used to it is to start changing who you're accepting and what you're accepting into your life. It's a process. It's going to take time, and that is a-okay. That is how we move through journeys. That is why it's called a journey, because we have to move through the situation. And that is okay. Give yourself grace and compassion and celebrate that you're going to create a new way of life, even if you don't know exactly how that's going to look, even though you don't know how to navigate yourself through this whole big new forest, you will figure it out. And you're deciding differently, and by law, your world must show up differently. The law of correspondence. Our inner reality will be reflected back to us in our outer reality. So if we keep running up against people who don't treat us well, who give us the bare minimum, we have to start changing within and so without. When I was accepting the bare minimum, I kept getting people who would give me the bare minimum. Let's go back to specimen 6'4". If you know, you know. Specimen 6'4" is someone we've talked about before. He literally told me to my face, "I'm never going to call you." I accepted that behavior because I was in such a low vibe. I was just like, what? And then he DM'd me once about a sandwich, and that was the peak of our relationship. I'm not even kidding. That was like a great moment of us conversating via text, but it was Instagram, even though he had my number. It's fine. So anyway, I accepted that, and therefore I got it. I amplified it. I accepted the behavior, so I got more of that behavior. If I were to say, no, you're going to call me, he would either A, do it or not do it, and then I would open the door for someone else who would do that for me, and someone else I'm going to like even better. So either way, you win. You don't have to worry about the end result. You will win. I swear to God, when you become your own best friend and you're on your own team, you cannot fucking lose. As you're raising your vibration, everything else will start to rise around you, or it will fall out and you'll align with something else that's already higher in vibration. It can feel uncomfortable. Again, as we're navigating new waters, I understand, I get it. But something being uncomfortable cannot be the sole reason that you don't move forward with it. It can't be. Your desired life is right across the line of comfortability. Your desired life is right over the line of familiarity. You have to cross that line, and it's going to be new, and it's going to be different, and it might feel funky for a moment, but the more you familiarize yourself with good people, good conversation, accepting what you know, you think the thing is, you know you deserve more. How do I know you know that? Because I know it doesn't feel good when Brad doesn't call you like he said he would. I know when Thomas is not fucking consistent, you do not like it. I know when Trish is being a bish, you do not feel good about it. You do not feel good about it. You don't feel good when you're getting treated like shit. You don't. If anything, you might feel, oh, this feels familiar. I'm releasing familiar chemicals, but that's not good. Is that the quality of life that you really want? Is that the quality of life that you want? I don't think so. I do not think so. I've been thinking a lot about the quality of life recently, my quality of life, obviously. And I've been thinking about my cramps that I have. I've been thinking about the dermatitis, and I'm like, this is not a good quality of life. I don't accept this. If I were to accept it, I'm just going to amplify all of the ailments in my body, or all of the things that I don't like, or whatever, the pain. I will not accept this bare minimum. Why? Because I know my body can do better. Why? Because I know I probably just have to balance my hormones better. Why? Because I know I deserve to feel good. How do I know I deserve to feel good? Because when I feel bad, when I have a period cramp, when I have dermatitis, I don't feel good. It feels bad. And therefore, that contrast is binging something in my head saying, hello, contrast leads to clarity. If you don't like this, it's because it's not in alignment with you. That's why it doesn't feel good. So use this contrast to build a life, to clarify what it is you do want. So now I'm on this whole hormonal journey. I will keep you guys updated as I learn more. I haven't done too much just yet, but I'm meeting with a naturopathic doctor. So I will keep you updated with that. I'll tell you what works, what doesn't. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I share everything, so I will share that with you as well. But this whole entire episode really was born out of, I will not accept this bare minimum, even from myself. And this is the thing. If you accept bare minimum from others, you're giving yourself the bare minimum. If you are okay with them giving you the bare minimum, you should at least not be okay with you allowing it. I will not allow myself to live this sort of quality of life. It is not happening. It is not happening. I will balance the hormones. Whatever supplement I have to take, I will figure it out. I'll eat differently. I'll do what I need to do for whatever's right for my body. And I, therefore, am going to amplify the happiness, the health, the freedom, the being able to just feel good every single day. What you accept, you amplify. If you do not like your life, if you do not like the people, if you do not like the state of your body, the health of your body, simply do not accept it. Because your quality of life is what you're willing to allow. It's what you're willing to allow. If you're willing to allow shitty people, they will be there. If you're willing to allow your body to be in shambles, it will be. If you're willing to allow your grades to be C's and F's, it will be. Your quality of life is in direct relation to what you're willing to allow. If you do not like it, do not allow it. Period. What you allow, you amplify. So if you keep allowing what you do not like, you will keep amplifying that exact thing. It's not worth it. You have the tools, you have the information, you have the knowledge. What is the next step? You need to take action. You need to change your intention. You need to change the words that you're using. You need to speak up for yourself. Invite that dark, divine, feminine energy to the table and use her voice. Cut off the toxic relationships. Don't allow people who are treating you like shit. Don't allow yourself to eat the Doritos if they're making you feel like shit. Figure out what works for your body and what doesn't. Do not allow what you don't like. Stop looking at people on Instagram and saying, I wish I had that and I wish I had this. You can have that and you can have this. But if you keep saying, oh my God, I want what they have, but doing nothing about it, wow, the math doesn't add up. It's like 2 + 2 = 5 there. You know what I mean? You want a different reality. You decide differently. You decide that you're not going to allow anything that is happening as it is happening. And I promise you, your reality will look a lot different than what it looks like right now. It all stems from you. The decision you're going to make, how you're going to react, how you're going to respond to the reality that you currently have. And the amazing news is no matter what your reality looks like right now, no matter where you are, no matter how it feels, you can change at any moment, in any second, at any time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It doesn't matter. Morning or night. It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You decide. You can decide to wake up every single single day and be completely different if you wanted. You can dress differently. You can do your hair different. You can do your makeup different. You can do a different workout. You can take a different route to school or to work. You can eat different. You can do things differently. But how do we act different? We have to start with that mental intention. We have to say, I'm not allowing, I'm deciding differently. And when you stop allowing the bare minimum, I swear to you, I promise you, you will get more. You will get what you want. You will get what you truly deserve. And your inner being knows what you deserve. That's why when you get less, it doesn't feel good. I love you so much. If this episode resonated with you, please leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It helps this podcast grow so much, and I want to help as many people as we possibly can. It also means the world to me. And if you don't want to do it for me, do it for you at least and get some good karma, because girl, we all need some, okay? And last but not least, I love you so much. Let me know if you're interested in the Magnetic Mastery program, or if you're interested in just one-on-one coaching. I'm still taking new clients. I love you so much. The sparkle of me honors the sparkle in you, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.